morning, sir. A very good morning, class. Good morning, Prakash, sir. Good morning, Surinder, sir. Good morning, ma'am. A very good morning to all of you. Today is the first class of your LRB. From today, the PPB and your this one LRB class will be start. I think your AFB class is already started, right, Puri, sir? Good morning. So today is the just introduction class of your LRB. I will tell you that what you have to do, what you have to study in LRB, what are the syllabus in LRB, and which module is important that you have to focus. Okay? A very good morning to all of you. Shall we start the session? And please always be on the time. The class will be always start from 7:31 a.m. Good morning, sir. Now see, first of all, this batch is, as you know, that already started from 16th of April, okay, your AFB class. So, I'm your legal teacher, myself, Advocate Nikkita Singh. I'm an advocate in profession and I teach the legal subject in the various department. So, this your legal subject, that is a legal and regulatory aspect of banking. So, I just want to say, ask one thing, that what do you mean by the term that is legal? What is legal subject? What we have to study in the legal subject? Any idea? Any idea what we have to study? What we have to, why the LRB subject is different from your PPB and AFB subject? It's just an introduction class. You have to also participate in my class. Yeah, sir and ma'am, please tell me. What is legal subject? What make it different from the AFB and your PPB subject? PPB subject, that is so lengthy one. We have to study so much in the PPB subject. AFB subject, that is, a numerical subject. So what makes difference the legal subject from other two subject? Yeah, Surinder sir, Parul ma'am, what make it difference? Any idea? Documentation for banking legally. Okay, Jimmy sir. Okay, that's great. So C class, if I talk about what is legal subject, I have done my law. Okay. So in our law, what we have to study? We have to study the rules and regulations. Okay, we have to study the rules and regulation, and this legal subject of your LRAB, that is a legal and regulatory aspect of banking. So we have to study the class rules and regulations of the legal rules and regulation. We have to study for what? We have to study for the bank. That's it. Exactly, Punish sir. Take action against the NPA borrower legally. Exactly. So this legal subject, this is first of all very important one. And this legal subject from 2023 in your JIB exam, this subject, that is, I think, shifting from JIB to the CIB. It means you're in 2023 year, the whole syllabus of JIB, CIB is going to be changed. So this legal subject now they are shifting in a CIB subject. So you can think that how important this legal subject is. And legal subject is class that is very scoring one. In the legal one, first of all, just keep in your mind that whenever we talk about the law subject or law book, every student think that, ma'am, we have to study so much sections in the legal book. But that is absolutely wrong, class. In the legal subject, you do not have to study the all section. Why this? Simply, why this law book is different from the others book? In other book, as you can see that the chapter are there, and the each chapter contain 5 to 6 page. Okay, this is a normal book. But if I talk about the law book, because in your LRB subject you have to study at least 22 law books, class. You can also note down in your copy that in your LRB subject you have to study 20 law subject, and 20 law subject means, suppose a one book is there. Suppose the Indian Contract Act law book is there. So this act contained 266 section. Okay. But you do not have to mug up the sections. So please remove or just, throw off from your mind that you have to study the all section of the act. No, because the section based question hardly come 2 to 3 question in your LRB subject. So in your legal subject class, you have to study simply the concept of all the law book. That's it. Only you have to focus on the concept. Suppose I just, the definition of contract. So if you understand the definition of contract, it means the concept of the contract act is complete. So in your legal subject class, you only have to focus the concept, and 22 law book you have to study in your LRB, and no need to study the section of your LRB subject. In today's class, I will also tell you that what are the syllabus of your legal subject and how you can remember, because in today's class, you have to remember at least the syllabus which are coming in the LRB subject. The students who are here, the syllabus is all known to you. Tell me. It's a two-way interactive class, sir, So you have to also reply me whatever I'm asking here. So tell me that you have seen the syllabus of your LRB. Because if you learn your syllabus class, then it means the 50% syllabus is complete. If you learn your syllabus. So yeah, Saran sir, Jitendra sir, Vishali ma'am, do you know the syllabus of your LRB subject? Yeah, class? Vishali ma'am, yes. Okay. Yeah, anybody? Saran sir, Tabitha ma'am, Aarti ma'am. And don't slip in the class, okay? Don't slip in the class. Yes, ma'am. Okay, that's really very great, because today I'm going to discuss a syllabus and some questions we will also solve, so that you can get that how to solve the question of your LRB subject. So hope so you understand that what is a legal subject and how it is different from the PPB and your AFB subject. Okay, so you have to focus. Only 3 things you have to learn from this slide: that you have to focus on the concept of the law book. You have to study 22 law books in your legal subject, and do not mug up the section, because section will not come in your exam. Okay, and from 2023 this legal subject will be removed from your JAIIB. So that's why, class, in this year only, take a pledge that you have to crack the JAIIB exam in June, and you have to crack November-December exam CAIIB. Is that possible or not, ma'am and sir? That you will crack in June, that is JAIIB, and in November-December CAIIB. Is that possible? Only 2 and 3 are replying. Only 2 and 3. It means that you are thinking that no, ma'am, we will just pass the exam 2 and we will just do the exam 2 and 3 times, then we will pass the exam, right? And those candidates who are saying yes, so they will definitely crack JAIIB and CAIIB. And class, this is the only year in which you can get the old syllabus. From 2023 onwards, it means in the May-June exam of 2023, everything, more subject you have to study in the JAIIB and the CAIIB. So that's why in this year only, just crack your exam. Okay, so class, this is the LRAB subject. If I just, explain you the each word of the legal, regulatory and banking. So legal means simply a law, or you can say the rules. Regulatory means simply the regulations. Okay, and bank means, I think you know. So in the LRAB subject, you have to learn the regulations and rules of the bank. That's it. That is why it is called the legal and regulatory aspect of the banking. In our graduation, I have learned 40 plus law subject in my LLB. But these 40 subject you do not have to study as it is in the LRB. Because, the college syllabus is different, but this is the promotional exam. So in the promotional exam, you have to learn only that law which will useful in the banking operation. That's it. So the definition of LRB is class clear to all of you? Say yes or no. Is that clear? That what is LRB and what we have to study in LRB? Excellent, ma'am and sir. Now see class, in your LRB subject, not in LRB but in all the three subject class, there will be 120 question. Okay, 100 marks will be there. Okay, and the qualifying mark is 50. So if you got 50 plus 50 plus 50 in all the three subject, it means you will get 150. So only you require 150 marks in 300. So this is class not a tough exam. If you want that money will come, jaldi, so you have to qualify this exam. And that there is 2 hour and there is a no negative marks in your JIB exam. No negative mark. Is that clear? And you can see that class, the number of suppose, in your exam of all the three paper, half marks question come, 1 marks question come, and 2 marks question come. So the half marks question, 70 question will ask of half marks. 35 question will ask of 1 marks and 15 question will ask 2 marks. And this, the 15 marks question, that is, this is known as the case study question. What is case study question? The case study question that is totally depend upon the facts. Suppose 5-6 line fact will be there, the story will be there, and you have to relate this story to the law, and 4 option will be there. You have to tick mark on the 4 option. That's it. Okay, class. So this portion, the 15 question that's come in the 2 marks category and 30 marks will be there. This is the marks. This is the marks. 35 marks, 35 marks, 35 marks. So this is all about the question pattern of your LRB, PPB and your AFB marks. So please do not target that, okay ma'am, only 50 qualifying marks. Don't think that you have to score 50 only. Just think that, ma'am, we have to score 70 plus marks in all the 3 paper. If you think big, then the marks will automatically come. Mahesh sir, good morning. Why you are late? Is that clear, class? In February and March session class, in February, March, my student got 86 marks in this LRB. So everything is possible. Nothing is impossible, class. So that's why 86 marks, if one candidate can, just bring 86 marks, so you can absolutely score 70 plus marks in this. Why I am saying that you have to score 70 plus marks in LRB? Because suppose if you get low marks in PPB or AFB, so you can easily suppose, and if you get 70 plus marks in ITNA and 45 marks in this 2 paper, so you can easily crack your this JIB exam. Mahesh sir, this is your first day, so you have to come in time. Okay, in my class you have to be very punctual in my class. Okay Mahesh sir, it's okay. So I think the question pattern is clear to all of you, that how much marks you have to gain. And many candidates class have scored 70 plus marks. It's a very, proud moment for me when the February and March, the student just give me the result just like that, 70 plus, 86 marks. So you can also do it. If you think that, yes, this is my last opportunity, after June exam, I have no opportunity. If you think like that, then you will absolutely crack your JIB exam. But if you think that, oh no, I have a 4 attempt, I can just, pass the marks in the 4 attempt, not in first and single attempt. So this is your fault. If you think like that, you will not crack your JIB exam. So just think that only in this year I have to crack JIB and CIB. That's it. Okay. So 120 question form, each paper will be come. You can see that. Okay. And the 2 hours. And there is a no negative mark, class. If there is a no negative marks, it means that you have to attend all the question. And the result, I think on the same day, the result also come of all the paper. So that's why please focus. Okay. Now Mahesh sir, Tavita ma'am, Puneet sir, see, 100% guarantee if you follow the following step only for 2 months. April is going on. I think your exam is on 11 June, this PPB. 12 June, AFB exam is there, AFB. And 19 June, your LRAB exam is there. And today is 18th. Oh my God, exact. Today is 18 April. So exact. You have a 2 month. See, Mahesh sir, you have only 2 months to crack your exam. So please tell me that are you ready to follow the step which I'm going to tell you if you want to crack the JIB? Are you ready or not? If you people are saying yes, ma'am, so please you have to follow the step which I'm going to tell you. Today is just an introduction class. Exactly, Puri sir. I didn't get this one. But see, today is 18 April and your exam is of 19 June. So exact 2 months you have. It's really surprising for me also. Okay. So in 2 months, what step you have to follow? Just see. Number one, class. You all have enrolled in the paid class. That's really great. Because why? Because we have, select the best material. Best material. So what you have to do, sir, whatever I will teach you in the paid class, you have to make a one-liner notes. And do not say that, ma'am, please stop, we have to write. Please stop, we have to write. No. The one-liner notes, it means you have to make your self notes. No need to write the everything, whatever I am writing in this one slide. You have to note down the key point of the slide. Key point means the important word of the slide. Because in each slide class, I will just tell you the whole sentence. But you do not have to write whole sentence. How to make the self notes, it's depend upon you. And ma'am and sir, why I am saying? Because see, there is exactly 1 week gap in your LRB subject. So class, in the 1 week, what you have to do, you only have to revise your self notes that you have been made by the paid class. So that's why class, in 1 week, only revision plus mock paper. That's it. So student, please make a one-liner notes from today itself. You do not have to write. You can write these 5 points also. So suppose in this particular slide, 3 points are there. So you have to write this one. 1 point, paid class. Paid class, that is one-liner notes. That's it. You do not have to write everything. You only have to write paid class, one-liner notes. And class, YouTube session you have to attend regularly. YouTube session is free of cost to all of you. It's a free of cost. YouTube session, if I talk about my LRB subject, so 7:30 p.m. in the bilingual language and in 9 p.m. in English medium language. But you have to see both one. Why? Because in the both YouTube session, we just do the this one questions. So at least just try to collect all the questions which are just I'm highlighting in the YouTube session. Because in the paid class, you have to focus on the concept. Concept is important, but in the YouTube session, what is important? You have to see the questions. You have to learn the question. Whatever you are studying in the paid batch, just see that how we can put the concept in the question. So is that clear? Suppose you have I know you have a class. You have a class at I think at 9 p.m. also. So please, and YouTube session you can see anytime, anywhere. So no need to attend the live class, but at least please see the session. Okay, Vaishali ma'am, it's not Vaishali, it's Rakesh sir. Okay, and class, revision is must require whatever you are learning in the same day. Suppose in the same day you will study 3 classes, PPB, AFB and LRB. So please revise whatever the teacher is telling in the class. Whatever the teacher is teaching in the class, you have to study, you have to revise. Why I am saying, as you know that every song, suppose whatever song you listen, can you learn the song by listening only once a time? Tell me, Anita ma'am. Suppose a famous song is there. So it is possible to learn the song only by listening at once? No. So Ashok sir, so we have to revise the song. We have to, chant the song. Then only we, I think, learn the song. So same thing, class. If you do not revise the syllabus, because the student who are from non-commerce background, the student who are, the law is a new thing for them. So that's why if you not revise the paid class daily, you do not get all the things. So that's why it's a request to all of you. You have to revise whatever teacher is, telling in the class. And if it is possible, make a notes of each class. I know you people are very busy, very so much hectic schedule is there, but please, only 2 months, only 2 months, you have to do hard work. After 2 months, nobody will tell you that, sir, please study, please study, please study. So that's why only for 2 months you have to make the self notes of all the three paper. And see, class, self notes is the best note in the world. The teacher, I'm just, first of all, no need to study anything. Just focus on the paid class and focus on these 5 points. So I think these 5 points, these 3 points are clear to all of you. Everybody know that how to access the YouTube? Tell me. Everybody know? Okay, so please at least just try to see the class from class 1 to till now. That's it. Okay, now fourth point, make a strategy for studying and do the chapter wise question. Suppose tomorrow I will start, see, 4 modules there, D, C, B and A. We will first of all study the module D and module C, because these two modules are very, very important from the examination point of view. So that's why whatever chapter, whatever act, whatever law book I will teach you, you have to do the chapter wise question, and please follow it only for 2 months. Only for 2 months. If you do the chapter wise question, so you can easily get what we have to do. And practice and attempt some mock test for LRB. Not for LRB, but for all the paper, do the mock test, but not now. After finishing of your subject, you have to focus on the mock paper. So class, I have told you the 5 key points to crack your LRB exam specially, and you can score very much marks, very good marks in LRB if you focus on these 5 points. So I have given you the key. Now it's on you that who will use the key. Who will use the key, then success will be yours. Otherwise, you will not crack your exam because you have too much hectic schedule. I know that you people spent 10 to 12 hours in the, the traveling, in the job. 6 hours sleeping is also very important. So that's why whatever time is left, so please 2 months, don't go anywhere. Don't use the social media. Only focus on this thing. Why? Because the money will be come automatically when you clear your JAIIB exam. Otherwise, when the thing will be gone late, it will be late. So please focus on these 5 points. Now, we will discuss the syllabus. And if it is possible, just note down the syllabus in a one word, because what I have told you, D, C, B and A. So in your LRB subject, there are 4 modules, and mostly question were asked from module D. If I told you module D, it contains 60% question asked from module D. Module C, you can say 20%, not 20, you can say the 30% or 25% question asked from this one. Okay, and 15% from this one and 5% from this one. Okay, at least I'm not saying that always 60% question asked, always 25%. No, I have just given you the rough idea that mostly from 3 to 5 years, the mostly question were asked from module D and module C. So that's why you have to focus on module C and D. And first of all, we will cover module D from tomorrow, and then C, then B, and then A. So this is our planning, how we can finish our syllabus in the 1 month. Now please focus on the syllabus. See, module A. First of all, in module A, see this key point of module A. It's the regulation and compliance. Exactly. Exactly, Uday sir. Uday sir, if you know, focus on B, C and D, sir, you can easily crack 70 plus marks in LRB. Uday sir. Uday sir is saying, ma'am, B, C, D plus 100%. So yes, I am saying if you focus on B, C, D, 70 plus marks you can easily get. But each concept of B, C and D, you have to focus very, very sincerely. Uday sir. Okay, now see and just write the keywords of all module of your LRB. Module A, that is regulation and compliance. What type of regulation? The regulations of the banking system. So in module A class, you have to focus on two act. Act means law book. The first one is Banking Regulation Act 1949 and the second one is Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. But you do not have to mug up all these sections. Only you have to understand the concept. That's it. So, two act you have to focus on module A, and whatever 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 points are there in module A, and all 6 points come under these two acts. So that's why I have not highlighted and written the particular act, but I just highlighted the sentence which is given in your syllabus. So in the first one class, the legal framework of regulations of bank. So we have to study the legal rules that relate to the regulations of bank. There are private bank, commercial bank, cooperative bank. So much banks are there, class. So we have to see the legal rules that how we can regulate the bank. And whatever from red and the bold word I just highlighted, only you have to note down these things in your copy. No need to write every sentence. By seeing the syllabus, you can easily understand that how you can write the short notes or one-liner notes. So in the first point, in the first sentence, you have to focus on the legal rules, how to regulate the bank. As you know that Reserve Bank of India is the central bank of India. Reserve Bank is the father of your bank. So whatever banks are made, that is private, public, etc., all have to follow the directions of the Reserve Bank of India. So how to regulate the bank, we have to study. How to control the bank, we have to study. Nobody, no, this bank can cross their limit. Whatever direction that the Reserve Bank of India is giving, they have to follow. And from Reserve Bank of India, this central government is there who is the much superior. And after that, Reserve Bank of India, and after that, whole bank. In the third point, you have to study the banking business. So the banking business that is given under Banking Regulation Act. Legal framework, Banking Regulation Act. Control over organization, given under Banking Regulation Act. So you can see that the Banking Regulation Act, what it signifies? It signifies that we have to study the regulations of the bank. That is why it is called Banking Regulation Act. That's it. Is that clear, class? 3 point. Is that clear? Okay, Ashok sir. Now, fourth point. We have to study the returns, inspection, winding up, merger, acquisition. Just please note down the one word. Suppose if we want to merge the banking company, if we wind up the banking company, if we are going to inspect, not we, but the Reserve Bank of India will do everything. So in the fourth point, you have to study everything about this one of the banking company. In the fifth point, you have to study the types of bank. Types of bank in India, that's it, in the fifth point. And in the sixth point, you have to study the reforms. Reforms of what? Reforms in the banking sector. Whatever points I will tell you, just relate with the bank. So reform, what kind of reform? We have to reform the legislative reform. Legislative means the rules which is made for the bank. So what requirement of reformation for the bank? And we have to study the Financial Sector Development Council, development of the financial sector, and the financial sector is relating to the bank. That's it. So class, your first module is finished. And what key point you have to study? Please, you can write. So these are the key points of your module A. Now, module B. In module B class, be happy that no act you have to study. Nothing. No act. Act means law book. Okay, act means law book. So the law book you have to study in module A and the C and D. That's it. So module B contain no act. So what you have to study, ma'am? What we have to study in module B? In module B, you have to study the banking legal term. What you have to study? You have to study the banking legal terms in module B. Banking legal terms. Now see, what are the banking legal terms? You just write down the heading module B, that is banking legal terms. First one, you have to study about the borrower. Borrower means the person who takes money. So what are the types of borrower? Who can be borrower? So this thing you have to study in this one. Types of credit facility. So what types of credit facility? It means what kind of credit we can demand from the bank and the financial institution. So this thing you have to study. Credit facility. The facility which is provided by the bank, and that's related to the credit. Credit means paisa. Next, you have to learn about the loan. Types of loan. So you can see that class in module B, you have to you are learning the banking terms. That's it. Fourth one, letter of credit. This is not the love letter. No, the letter which relate to the money. I will tell you that what is what is letter of credit, what are the types of letter of credit. So these are the simply, first of all, a banking terms. That's it. Next, law relating to the bill finance. What is bill finance? What are the types of bill finance? So these things we have to study. Next, various type of security. Suppose if we want to take money from the bank, so the bank will demand for the security, sir, give us security, then we will give you the loan. So we have to study the types of security. Then what are the law relating to the security? So you can say law relating to the security in the 7th and in 8th point. What law we have to follow in security? You know what types of security? Suppose pledge.